Richard Joseph Fury. But to you, it's just Fury, not Dick Fury, and definitely not Dick Furry. I'm the new boss here. I'm running Marvel Strike Force, so you listen up. Look into my eye when I tell you that I'm the best. You better believe it. Got my eye on you there. We're going to go over the blog post and all of the fun things that are going on right now in Marvel Strike Force. Now, this is really wild right here. Right now in game, you can buy a Mega Sentinel Shards. I guess that's an $80 unlock. Now, according to the blog post, this is supposed to be out on Monday. So, whoopsies. I don't know. Maybe this is intentional. Maybe they're playing 4D chess over there. I am not sure. Before we get into the blog post, we'll go over the Stormwatch. Big shout out to Updog and Brotherhoods of the Storm. On the 23rd, which is Monday, Battle and Raids with the Orcus team for the Operation Omega event starting on the 23rd. Earn Thanos Orbs. Earn Thanos Annihilator Orbs for Mutant Rebellion Web Milestone. We're going to talk about this also. Big delays on the release of more Thanos shards inside the blog post. There's one good thing in the blog post, but they're delaying a Thanos event that was supposed to happen this week. Earned Allied Supply Orbs and Battle and Raids on the 23rd, and that does it for that. Now, we're going to get into the blog post. Now, the one thing that is interesting is that they normally, in this like part right here, they say initial offers of Omega Sentinel. Like they normally say it right here. It's not there. It's down a little bit further where they talk about it. So it's the first time I've seen that. I'm wondering if it is deliberate. I'm not really sure, but normally there's a notification or a line right here in the blog post that says something about initial offers. September 23rd, Battle Pass featuring Ares. And I believe that is going to be the 5th Ares Battle Pass. And if I remember correctly, I could be wrong on this, but in the 5th Battle Pass for Ares, we'll have the awakened abilities for the passive. And that's the good one. The passive on Ares Awakened is the one that prevents Safeguard on spawn, similar to that of Apocalypse. Operation Omega, earn Revolution Orbs from Omega Assault and Battle and Raids with Orcus characters and use Power Cores. Mutant Rebellion Web Event, earn Thanos Annihilator Orbs. Dark Future Alliance Event, Battle and Raids. Bonus points for using Sentinel, Nimrod, and Omega Sentinel, and collect Allied Supply 6 Orb Fragments. Scientist Supreme Blitz, Omega Assault. Okay, so there's going to be a Mercenary Mayhem Quick Rumble Blitz, Battle with Mercs for money. Fine. Okay, so this is the Omega Sentinel deploying soon, and they mention the orbs, and these are the traditional orbs, but this is on the 23rd. So I'm not really sure, you know, what this is. I can see in game that people have bought this already, so I'm not really sure. And I've seen other prices, other people screenshotting this, and they're from other countries, but this is US dollars. All right, fine. Orcus Team Showcase, fine. Sentinel Transcendent Orb and Omega Sentinel activation, fine. And then probably the best part of this, and there's also going to be a Kiln Tower, similar Kiln Tower that's coming. Orcus Omega reward update to celebrate the full release of the Orcus team. We're giving better rewards. That's right. More gear tier 19 going into the Orcus raids. And the only thing I don't see this boosting is the difficulty 3-100. But it looks like they're boosting everything else with more Armory 19 orb fragments. So they're flattening the rewards. But for the people that are doing 100% difficulty 3, this is not more. This is the worst part of the blog. Check this. Weekend Blitz Hunter update. In our recent Path to Orcus blog, we mentioned that an event called Weekend Blitz Hunters would reward resources that include ciphers and, check this, Thanos in-game shards. I know I could use some of those. Like, holy moly, the Thanos orbs are the worst. Per Thanos orb, it's a 0.23 shards per orb. It means you have to open 4 of them and maybe you'll get 1. The worst orbs I've ever seen. Made some changes to our upcoming event schedule. Due to these updates, Weekest Blitz Hunter will no longer take place. Yeah, you're not going to get them. However, the rewards associated with these events will now be distributed across the path to next Night Stalkers event, which is next month, including the THANOS in-game shards previously called out for rewards in the Weekend Blitz Hunters event series. Stay tuned for more details. This game sometimes. All right, Mega Assault. So this is going to be a Kiln Star style event, which you can use 3 characters, and it feels similar to a legendary trial, like a Scourge trial, but without the Scourges, meaning, well, I'll read it. The assault rules. It just feels the same. There's no cooldown period for characters after battle, so you can use the same characters over and over again. Health and abilities persist between battles for players and enemies. Characters can't be healed between battles. You remain in the same cell after losing a battle, so you can sack nodes, go in there, whatever you got to do. Restarting a run will drop you down to floor 1, heal your characters, and reset your score. Completing a cell earns a milestone reward. So if you're just doing right now the Old Man Logan trial events, it's going to feel similar to that, but except it's going to be a 3-man team. Is the way that it's going to place out. All right. And then there's going to be more floors, and it's going to be more like a tower. So this is going to be very similar to Escape from Kiln. They're going to call it a Mega Assault. Now, I didn't look at this closely, but here are the restrictions. I'm expecting it to be pretty easy up until 35. X-Men Legendary Villain Bio, Spider-Verse skill, Cabal or Underworld, Orcus. Oh boy, I see what they did. Orcus or Alpha Flight at gear tier 18. So my best guess is that it's going to be about getting a Mega Supreme right here to get through these last cells. We will see. But, I'm just going to guess that Alpha Flight is not going to do it. And Orcus or Annihilator at gear tier 19 down here. I mean, I do think a lot of people have Annihilators at gear tier 19. But boy, the other thing too, Alpha Flight doesn't have the stat boosts, right? So Orcus Annihilators have stat boosts, but Alpha Flight is not in the same league at all. All right, and then that is it for the blog post. Not a lot more to say. Also, got a big shout out to Baka for posting the data on the Agatha and Moon Knight reworks. And I believe this is accounting for the 50% extra damage, which is in his passive. So this was added to that. So I don't know if this will show up on the website now. A lot of people are asking, when will this go live? I don't know. I mean, I suspect that sometime next week or maybe the week after, but anywhere from middle of next week till about 10 days from now, the Night Stalkers will show up in the game, and Moon Knight and Agatha reworks will go into place. There's not like huge changes to the kits, mostly just call outs to Night Stalkers and then massive stats, but Moon Knight and Agatha largely have the same kits. Now, this game's a bloated mess. Do we really need 15 concurrent milestones? This is where I'm thinking. Dear Scopely, here's a thought. Rather than reinventing the wheel, or in this case, annihilating it into some grotesque oblong shape that still rolls with the wheel but is no longer, of character release methods, you've completely once again fell off progressing the game at all. We know that you have Battle World in the works, but there's literally nothing for me to spend resources on in the moment. Sure, I'm a day one player and I used to spend on your game. Have not dropped any money since Dark Beast. I have nothing to farm with regular energy except for gold. Nothing to farm with ISO 8 energy. I have nothing to farm with incursion energy. Nothing to purchase with any of the shops except for the red gear in the main tab. I live literally everything available to any player without spending money. And I'm a veteran player. I've been playing since soft launch. And yeah, I do spend money on the game. But as far as resources, I am not in shortage of most things outside of some red gear and purple ISO. But as far as to what they're speaking here, like regular energy, ISO energy, I don't know. I mean, it's for what? An event? Incursion energy event? I mean, most of the stores, I have all the items in there. outside of red gear. There's a couple 18 teals that I need, but I've got mostly hundreds on those, but it's strange. It's really strange. What is the gameplay? Is there? None. We're back to feeder milestones, like 30 going on right now. This person said 15. This one's got 30. You include gain resources, spend resources, gain resources by spending the resource, which gives you more resources, spend resources, then more progress in the milestone repeat. What the hell is that? Yeah, I don't know that. It's like there was this event where you get the item in the web store and then it kicks it into the game and then you spend it, then you get more. It's like, oh, it's a mess. It's absolute mess. What the hell is that? Your daily raid battles and finish milestones. Woo. I was going to do that anyways. There's a graphic update and no one that got it really wanted. You forced it on everyone. Still nobody wants it. Some people want it. I just want it to work correctly. I want it to feel more polished. Game needs to be fixed up, breaking stuff. Now, I've seen this a lot and I do agree that Old Man Logan difficulty is way overtuned. And I did go through it for the third time. I guess it was second time, right? So this is the third run of the Old Man Logan trial. And I have gear tier 19, 2 or 3 diamond, purple 3 ISO on my Spider Society. And node 4 was tricky. Double sack. And, I think there were other ways of doing it. Some people use Old Man Logan instead of Spider. Other people said you don't need to sack it. Now they're all boosted. But I would say that this is probably the only meaningful, challenging in-game gameplay right now. And, a lot of the communities thought it was too hard and unfun. So I'm wondering if the developers read stuff like this and they make everything easy, and then other sets of people are saying there's nothing to do and nothing to do. I don't know. And I don't know why there is such a challenge in this game to balance PvE content. It just baffles me that everything is super easy, or there's no scaling on anything. There's no middle, like hard, medium. Like, I feel like other games have difficulty sliders, and if you want a little bit more, an extra challenge, you could ramp it up. But in this game, it not so much. And then when they do present something that might be challenging for an in-game player, then a good percentage of the community is left out because it's overtuned, right? And so I don't think that other games have this problem with creating PvE content that is meaningful for all different player levels. End game, early game, mid game, all different levels, different things for different people. I don't understand this. Why it's just baffling to me. Let me know what you think about all this. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye for now.